Okay, let's dive into this. We've all been there, right? You're staring at the door of the interview room and your stomach is just in knots. It feels like you're about to walk into this high-stakes, grueling interrogation. But what if we completely flip that script? What if, instead of an exhausting test, that interview was actually your stage and you were the star of the show? Today, in this explainer, we are transforming interview anxiety into an empowering, absolute applause-worthy performance.
We're decoding the award-winning insights from Joyce Lain Kennedy's Job Interviews for Dummies, 4th edition. And look, forget the word dummies for a second. This book is an absolute masterclass from a nationally syndicated careers columnist. We are going to capture the absolute essentials of this incredible guide in 8 minutes or less in English. So grab your backstage pass because we're going in.
But, before we get to the glitz and glamour, we have to acknowledge the pre-interview nightmare. It is universally terrifying. I mean, you picture yourself just stumbling and mumbling your way through the whole ordeal. You imagine being literally glued to a hot seat, sweating out answers while they drill you. You might even have that awful waking nightmare of completely forgetting your interviewer's name. It's intense fear, it's stage fright, and honestly, if you feel this, you are entirely normal. But there is a much, much better way to approach this whole shebang.
And this brilliantly illustrates the ultimate mindset shift we need, straight from Kennedy herself. Job interviews are a slice of performance art. They're staged, theatrical sketches rather than X-rays of life histories. I want you to really think about that for a second. An interview isn't some deep, unvarnished look into your very soul. It is a staged, theatrical sketch. It's a performance. You aren't on trial, you are on stage.
So here is today's playbill. Act 1. Welcome to Showbiz. Act 2. Prepare your character. Act 3. Delivering your lines. And finally, Act 4, the curtain call.
Let's kick things off with Act 1, Welcome to Showbiz.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how we need to completely dismantle what is, frankly, the absolute worst interview advice you've ever received: just be natural, or just be yourself. It sounds nice, doesn't it? Very comforting. But as a strategy, it's a disaster. Instead, you must actively market yourself and assume the role of the seller during the interview. Because if you rely on just being natural, you risk fading right into the background. But if you actively sell your skills and enthusiastically pitch your value, you give them a truly compelling reason to buy. And when you successfully market yourself, you achieve the ultimate goal, the showstopper. In the theater, a showstopper wins so much prolonged applause that the show actually has to pause. In our world, it's a meeting that causes the interviewer to mentally shout, "Bravo." Kennedy points out that this stunning impact quickly translates into a preliminary hiring decision in your favor. If you hit this level, the employer might still interview other people just to check off their HR boxes, but in reality, the job is already yours.
Let's move to and see how this builds in Act 2, Prepare your character.
Because, let's be real, no star just walks onto a stage without doing the heavy lifting backstage first. A flawless performance relies entirely on meticulous pre-production. First, you have to go all out in planning ahead. Research the company like you are trying to win a quiz show. Next, distinguish between a quick screening interview and a deep dive selection interview. They require completely different energy. Third, you must explicitly connect your qualifications to their requirements. Do not make them guess why you fit. And finally, memorize short-form sales statements about yourself. You need tight, punchy lines ready to go at a moment's notice.
But here is one vital thing you absolutely must remember. Practice. You can't just read your lines in your head and expect to magically be a showstopper. You have to rehearse out loud. You have to practice your body language. Actually, record yourself on video to see exactly what the interviewer will see. Rehearsing is literally the absolute best way to beat stage fright and project genuine winning confidence.
Which brings us to Act 3, Delivering your lines.
The curtain is going up, the lights are on, and it is officially showtime. It's time to face the heart and soul of the interview. Just imagine sitting across the desk. The interviewer leans in, smiles, and drops the most famous, high-stakes question in corporate history. What can you tell me about yourself? Can you feel that tension? That is the make-or-break moment where most candidates just completely freeze or ramble, but not you because you know your script.
So, the crucial point is how you execute that delivery. First, have an answer to that exact question ready early on. Second, keep your answer to exactly 2 minutes, not 5, not 10, 2. Speak clearly and watch your pace, because when we get nervous, we definitely tend to rush. And finally, this is where you weave in true storytelling. Don't just list dry facts from your resume like a robot. Tell a brief, compelling story that illustrates your soft skills. Show them you are pleasant, capable, and a great fit. Trust me, if they want more details, they will ask. Kennedy breaks down our responses into two very distinct categories. First, showstoppers. These are the rehearsed, strategic answers that work brilliantly to elevate your character. On the flip side, you have clunkers and bloopers. These are the unforced errors that work completely against you. And here is the real secret. Clunkers almost always happen when you decide to ad-lib instead of sticking to your rehearsed character and script. Seriously, don't improvise your career away. Stick to your prepared, punchy lines.
And finally, Act 4, the curtain call.
So, the interview is wrapping up, but listen, fading quietly out the door, that is a massive missed opportunity. You must execute a strategic exit. First, immerse your departure in interactive selling. Don't just pack up your briefcase in awkward silence. Have a lively give and take with smart questions. Show them that you are fully engaged and alive to the opportunity. Second, reprise your qualifications. Give them a quick, confident summary of the direct benefits you bring to the job. Remind them one last time that you are a wonderful fit, and you will be immediately productive. That is exactly how you secure a memorable, lingering final impression. So, I have to ask, are you ready to stop treating interviews like a grueling interrogation and start taking the stage as a showstopper? The spotlight is on you, the script is in your hands, and it's time to claim your applause. If you enjoyed this, subscribe to In 8 Minutes and never miss what matters.